Quarantine is an advanced alien sound creator for all your modern science fiction sound design needs. Quarantine uses our AGRA Engine, Advanced Grain Recombination Architecture, that provides you with a new approach to generating, combining, and manipulating sounds. Quarantine contains an atmospheric, restless, disturbed, and unusual set of sounds created by Evo at Glitchmachines. At the top of the interface is the sound browser. Each voice is split into 8 categories, and each category has a broad selection of sounds to choose from. The easiest way to get started is by using the randomize button at the bottom of the interface. But that barely scrapes the surface of this instrument's capabilities. So let's talk about how to sculpt the sounds to fit your requirements. The main controls consist of volume, panning, and pitch dials. You'll notice the small square dots next to these controls. These can be used to assign a mix macro control, but more on that later. There's a shift mode control next to these that can be used for quickly dialing in different pitched overtones to the source signal. Please refer to page 3 of the user guide for more information on what each mode does. Below are the grain space controls: attack, release, position, move, and length. Use these to adjust individual settings for each grain of the sampler. Please take a look at page 4 of the user guide for more info. Next we have the space table, where you can further manipulate the gain and position of each grain over time. There are 4 send controls that can be sent to assignable effects on the dedicated effects page. Finally, we have a predetermined set of 4 convolution spaces in which you can place each sound. Use these to instantly add some reverb to each signal. Next, onto the filters. Not much to say here as they are rather self-explanatory, but you have the basic low, band, and high pass filters along with frequency and resonance. However, you also have an LFO with 4 shapes to choose from, and speed and depth controls, so you can use these to add movement to your filters. Next we have the grain space table. This table allows you to manipulate the audio at a granular level. There are a number of controls. I won't go through them all now, but please refer to page 6 of the user guide for more information. Okay, so let's take a look at the mix control. This small unassuming section is extremely powerful and begs to be used. Do not overlook this control. The mix control allows you to assign various controls to 3 different points on the mix knob and then seamlessly blend between them. First step is to activate the mix button. Next to the volume, pan, and pitch controls, you will see a small button. By pressing this, you'll be able to control the parameter with the mix control. Click on one of the 3 small buttons surrounding the mix knob, then move the positions of the volume, pan, or pitch controls. Click another small button around the mix knob. Now move the positions of the volume, pan, or pitch controls again. Repeat this process until the desired positions have been assigned, then press the mix button again. Now, as you move to the mix knob, you will see the volume, pan, and pitch knobs move gradually to whatever positions you assigned them to. Assign a MIDI controller to the mix knob so you can manipulate it in real time to create wonderful variations for each sound. In the bottom section of the interface are the gate controls. Each voice has a fully independent gate, and you can choose from one of 7 different destinations. The controls are all self-explanatory apart from perhaps the envelope control. This adds in a per step envelope for more obvious gate steps, useful for defined stuttering patterns. A full overview of each control is explained on page 8 of the user guide. Quarantine contains our innovative and unique sequencing arpeggiator. This is a very powerful tool for quickly creating interesting phrases. The ARP Seek acts a little like a classic arpeggiator, but instead of playing each key in turn, ARP Seek assigns a 16-step sequencer to each note you hold down, up to a maximum of 8 notes. Whilst you hold down a note, ARP Seek will run through the sequencer, playing the note held down at times decided by the sequencer. At the top left of the page is the power button. Turn this on to run the ARP Seek. On the same row are the load and save buttons. We've included a whole range of configurations to get you started. Next is the randomize button. For each note that has its random button on, the tempo, number of steps and velocities will be randomized in a musically useful way. Finally, on this row, there are the range controls. Set the range of notes you would like the ARP Seek to watch and respond to. Using these controls, you can set up a repeating phrase for one hand whilst playing a freehand melody with the other. The Send Effects page allows you to set 4 different send effects. Each slot allows you to select any of the available effects: reverb, delay, chorus, flanger, and phaser. Click on an effect name to load that effect into its slot. Click on the slot number to turn off effects in that slot. Once an effect is loaded, you can set the parameters for that effect in its panel. The amount of audio sent to each effect in each slot is set using the send controls on the main page.